So what if I were to tell you that Luke had completely rebuilt a new Jedi Order after the fall of the Empire? But that Luke's Jedi Order was completely different from what the original prequel Jedi Order had. Luke had studied deeply into the Jedi Order of the past and actually made corrections in ways that he thought would make it better. Luke's Jedi Order varied in many different ways in comparison to the past Jedi Order. Like for example, Luke had actually created another Jedi Council, but this Jedi Council was unlike the one of the past. This Jedi Council served more the people of the galaxy and not necessarily serving a republic. He actually disassociated with the New Republic entirely, instead opting for the Jedi to actually be more in tune with the people of the galaxy. He wanted his Jedi to have nothing to do with any kind of politics, any kind of rulings, anything along those lines. He wanted this Jedi to actually understand the people and understand their plights, and to get an understanding of what the average everyday person within the galaxy actually has to go through. Luke also wasn't afraid of the dark side of the Force. When it came to him and his Jedi, he actually believed in redemption. And what I mean by this is that actually in the past, the Jedi would go out and destroy any form of darkness or the dark side of the Force in the galaxy, whether that be holocrons, old ancient sites, anything along those lines. And they would completely and utterly try to destroy everything that's within the galaxy that's related to the dark side of the Force, even living things. Luke wanted redemption for everything, so instead of going out and destroying everything that was related to the dark side of the galaxy, he understood that people could easily fall to the influence of the dark side and that they actually needed to have redemption other than being completely obliterated. Luke had also did something that the Jedi had actually never really done previously. He allowed every single last Jedi to use other weapons other than just a lightsaber. And that was mainly due to the times in which they lived in. Obviously, sometimes some things can't be solved with the lightsaber, they actually need to be solved with the blaster. And also wasn't just privy to just using blasters as a secondary, it was any kind of weapon that the Jedi deemed as a weapon. So as long as you had your lightsaber and another weapon, you were completely fine. Another thing that Luke had actually changed by the Jedi Order is due to the times that he actually got rid of the age restrictions that was around the Jedi from the past. This time, any Jedi at any age could be trained. Many of the Jedi that Luke actually had were in their late teens to late 20s. Also, a lot of the Knights and Masters that were part of the Jedi Order that Luke had created were actually a lot of the people who had survived the Purge and had just came out of hiding once they heard that Luke's order was created. And due to them having so few of these Jedi Masters and Jedi Knights around, a lot of the Jedi Masters and Knights had to take on multiple different Padawans. Gone were the days when a Jedi would maybe have 1 or 2 Padawans over their entire lifetime. No, he had to have like 4 or 5 at this point. And also due to this, the Jedi would have various age groups around them at all times. For example, one Padawan could be 15 and the other one that you have could be 11. Another thing that Luke had actually changed from the past Jedi Order is that he didn't believe in any kind of lecture type classes. He believed in experiencing all the Force has to offer yourself. So often his Jedi would go off on missions on their own that the Force had mandated them to go on. And as we know in real life, experience often yields you better results in terms of training and learning than actually sitting in a class and learning it. And this was very similar to how Yoda had actually taught Luke about the Force many years ago on Dagobah. Luke had also completely did away with the fact of Jedi having to wear traditional Jedi robes. Many Jedi underneath Luke's guidance actually wore whatever they wanted. Luke viewed this rule as mundane, that it really wasn't needed whatsoever, that the Jedi should be able to wear whatever the heck they want and still be able to study and connect to the Force just as deep as Jedi as the past. Although it did kind of become customary for Jedi to wear these during Jedi ceremonies or any kind of important needs or meetings that the Jedi had, so they would actually wear their traditional robes during those kind of events. And one of the last things that Luke had actually changed was that the Jedi were allowed to have attachments under his guidance. The Jedi were allowed to love, the Jedi were allowed to feel, the Jedi were allowed to have girlfriends, boyfriends, etc. All those things under the moon. They were also allowed to get married. Luke Skywalker himself actually got married later on down the line as well. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What is your favorite rule that Luke had actually changed for his new Jedi Order? For me personally, I would have actually loved the fact that I could wear whatever the heck I wanted. I would immediately go try to find some Phase 1 clone armor and put that on, and then that would be my armor that I would wear all the time. But anyway, please like and subscribe. May the Force be with you, and as always, have a great rest of your day.